Hello friends, today we're at Tokyo DisneySea for the Dreaming of Fantasy Springs event and the DisneySea Food and Wine Festival, a double event extravaganza. Make sure you stick around until the end because this area looks absolutely gorgeous at nighttime. I can't wait to share it with you. We're gonna go try some food, we're gonna try some wine, although to be honest, the Food and Wine Festival has had mixed reviews to say the least, so it will be interesting to see all of that. And then there's also a harbour greeting just for Fantasy Springs, which is the first time we've had 3 boats in a daytime harbour show since 2020, so that's something. Small victory, but a victory nonetheless, I'll take it. There's not a ton of decorations for this event, for the Dreaming of Fantasy Springs event, but the ones we do have are really nice. They're really tastefully done, they're really pretty, they complement the park. They're a lot better than the 40th anniversary ones, which were here for a whole year. These are just here for a few months. And it's really cool seeing like the countdown things. On the popcorn boxes, there's how many days until Fantasy Springs opens, 27 days from today, my goodness. And there's also some projections around as well in the windows that say 27 days until opening. They've done a really nice job. It's not huge, you know, it's not a... I would have thought they'd do more, to be honest, for how big of an attraction this is going to be, but everyone knows about it. Everyone's going to come and see it anyway, right? This is just something in the interim to get some buzz around it, and I think they've done a really nice job with it. It's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing the harbour show. Oh, and hearing the new song, Journey to Fantasy Springs. That song is gorgeous. I'm kind of disappointed because every port at DisneySea has its own theme song since 2001. They've all had their own theme song, and they are terrible. They're so cheesy. They're awful. Go and check them out if you can, especially Mermaid Lagoon is the worst. They're so cheesy. But I was hoping Fantasy Springs would get one, and it did, which I'm really happy about. But it's really good. It's a really good song with a really epic crescendo. So it'll be cool to hear that with the daytime show, but I wanted it to be more cheesy. So it is a little bit weird that there's 2 events on at the same time, right? It actually kind of mirrors what's happening at Tokyo Disneyland, which you'll see in my vlog from there from a couple of weeks ago, because they have Donald's Quacky Duck City, which is kind of the big main event, and then there's also Space Mountain, the final ignition, which is a sort of Bye Bye Space Mountain mini event. Not Minnie Mouse, like small, small event. Here they're doing the same kind of thing, really. Fantasy Springs is kind of the bigger event. It's not as big as Donald, it's nothing like that, but it's the bigger of the 2. And then Food and Wine is just a small thing. Space Mountain is only around Space Mountain, it's just this tiny little area. And Food and Wine is the same, which is what was so disappointing about it, you know. You look at DisneySea and there's all these different areas that are themed around different countries and different parts of the world, and you think, oh great, a food and wine festival like Epcot where you can travel around these different places and try different food. It's not. It's all in American Harbour in front of Tower of Terror, this really small little area. The idea is that food trucks have come from these different places, which is like, why didn't you just do it in the different places? Like, we have those places in the park. Kind of strange, but it's something, I guess. I thought New York Deli was still closed for a second there. You can see why I did, right? Look at all the scaffolding that's still outside it. But there's a small sign that actually points inside, so you can still go inside and eat something. Maybe if the food and wine offerings aren't so great, which I kind of know that they're not already, I think I'll have to go and grab the grilled Reuben from there. So there are these banners with Mickey with a fork and spoon, but it's supposed to be food and wine, right? I want to see like one banner with Mickey with a fork and another banner with Mickey who's like blackout drunk lying on the floor, had too many wines. I just saw my first Food and Wine Festival food, which is a curry hot dog. I might actually go for that one. I lived in Germany for a while, working in Europa Park, actually, the biggest theme park in Germany. A lot of stories from there, which I'll probably get into on this channel one day. But, you know, you come here for Tokyo Disney stuff, right? But yeah, currywurst, curry and sausage is a delicacy there. And curry hot dog could be a good one. I might go for that. So yeah, these food trucks are back in front of Tower of Terror, which we're here for Halloween. This is what's crazy about this event, is like it's literally just, we have different food and drinks options from what we normally have. And they change the food and drinks all the time anyway. They're just pretending this one's an event. It's very strange, but hopefully there's some tasty stuff anyway. Oh yeah, this thing looks very strange. A baked dulce? Dolce? I have no idea what this is, but whatever it is, This is definitely not what it's supposed to be. It's very strange colors and everything. But it says apple caramel. I like sweet things, so curry hot dog and one of these, and then a wine. It's probably the one. So that's all the food stuff, and then over here we have the wine, red wine with fruit or white wine with fruit. So I think I'm gonna grab the hot dog first, and then maybe get the baked dolce. Someone please correct me on the pronunciation of that. And then we'll grab one of these things as well. Tempting fate by walking through the water fountain with my camera. Not a good idea. Oh, I got through. Save. That was a very stupid thing to do. I don't know why I did that. Okay, so I grabbed the curry hot dog, and I've also got sake and peach cocktail, which looks pretty good. Yeah, so there are some other alcoholic options around, but the only place that's wine is that truck which has red wine and white wine. So it's hardly a wine festival, but there's just some special food and drinks options. Don't feel bad if you missed out on this one. It's not a big deal. One interesting thing though is that this is a real glass. Normally, I mean, it's a plastic glass, but it's a glass, you know. Normally we get paper cups for everything, so that's nice. Let's give it a try. Oh, the hot dog was pretty tasty, actually. I'm glad I didn't film myself trying to eat it because it's very windy here, and I made a mess of myself, like the man-child that I am. Let's give this a whirl. Peach and sake. Definitely smells like sake. Ooh. That's yummy. That's basically sake with chunks of peach in it, I think. But I like some sake, man. That's nice. Ooh, lovely. I might get another one of those later. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunny day today, but the wind, it gets very windy around here, which is a shame because they cancel the fireworks with a little bit of wind. And if you saw my last vlog video, you'll know that they cancel shows and parades and all sorts of things as well. So, yeah, building Disneyland on reclaimed land wasn't great for the wind, but it means that DisneySea is right next to the sea, which makes for some really, really pretty views. Ooh, I'm gonna wander around to a more sunny spot and sip this away. Lovely. This is my spot. This is where I always used to come when we had annual passes and sit with a drink on the weekends. I got very sunburnt from sitting out here in the summer for far longer than I should have done. It's not like the best view, but DisneySea, like, just doesn't matter where you look, you get an amazing view. And it's just so beautifully secluded. This is what I always talk about with Disneyland next door. There's nowhere like this. Today is like not empty, but not crazy busy. There are people about, especially around the food and wine stuff, but just a 1 minute walk, not even, away from all of that, and you can be here. There's always benches, there's always somewhere to sit down, and it's just Disney Zen, I think they call it, don't they? Oh, I love it, man. So grateful to be able to come here. Thanks to the support and viewing of a lot of you. Thank you to my Patreon subscribers. If you want to get early access to all of these videos with 0 ads and other perks like monthly Q&As, or even my personal message if you have an upcoming trip and you want to message a Disney expert about your trip, you can find the link down below or scan the QR code that'll be on the screen right now. A huge thank you to all of you. You really, you make my dreams come true, for real. I mean, moving to Tokyo was a dream come true. I always wanted to be an annual pass holder. Then we stopped doing annual passes and I started a family and I couldn't afford to come very often, but I started putting a lot of work into growing a YouTube channel and it's starting to pay off, and being able to come here, yeah, I'm just enormously grateful. So a huge thank you to all of you. Okay. This thing is very strange. It smells delicious. It smells like an apple pie. It's warm. What on earth is this? Edible spoon. It's like biscuit. Oh man, that's tasty though. It's yummy, but whatever country this is originally from. Oh, the Japanese was dolce, by the way, so I think it's pronounced dolce. Baked dolce. Whichever country this is from, it definitely doesn't normally look like this. Look at this thing. But it smells really good, man. Let's get into it. I don't know whether to like eat the spoon with the stuff or just like use it as a spoon and then eat it at the end. It's so weird, but It's basically chunks of apple and like bits of fruit cake, and then just covered in caramel sauce and things, whatever the rest of that stuff is. It's very strange, but I mean, it's okay. I don't think I would buy it again, but like if I wanted something that tastes like apple pie, I would just buy an apple pie, you know? But it tastes like apple pie. It's pretty nice. I ate part of the spoon. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but now I have half a spoon. I can't pick anything up. This thing is ridiculous. Okay, now that I've finished it up, that was actually pretty dope. That was actually pretty tasty. I think I would have another one. I'm gonna retract my previous statement. Was it better than the best apple pie I've ever had? No. Did it taste like apple pie? Yes. Was eating the spoon at the end weird? Yes. but it was pretty tasty, man. That was pretty good. Yeah, I would have another one of those. That was nice. Recommend. That gets I recommend that over the currywurst. So far, this is number one, I think. Peach sake was tasty. Well, it was basically a sake with bits of peach in it. I guess, which is what it's advertised as, but I don't know. I thought it would be more peachy. And then curry hot dog. Again, you're not getting the most in-depth food reviews here, but the curry hot dog, it was a hot dog with curry sauce on it. I mean, what do you expect? But it was. That's what it was. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a wine. Haven't decided if I'll go for red or white. It's pretty sunny. I feel like a white, maybe. A little bit more refreshing. Anyway, I'm gonna grab a fruit wine, and then I think I'm done with Food and Wine Festival. It's literally just this area selling things slightly different to what they normally sell. Like, it's really not much. But then we've got the Dreaming of Fantasy Springs Harbor Greeting coming up. And then in the evening, there's some really pretty things near the entrance I'm excited to show you. And I should do some rides, really. I haven't done any rides yet. So let's grab a wine, wander over to something, ride something. No Sinbad today. Sinbad's closed for 7 months. Can't believe it, 7 months. I thought for sure with Fantasy Springs opening, it was the perfect time for Sinbad. Everyone's going to go to Sinbad because it's right next to the Fantasy Springs entrance. While they're waiting to get in, you know, they're going to go and queue for Sinbad, but nope, it's closed. So I'll do some other things. So it's kind of weird. The 2 soft drinks are for the Dreaming of Fantasy Springs event, but the 2 wines are for the Food and Wine Festival, as if anybody cares. But even then, like, this is the Food and Wine Festival, and this is the white wine with peach. How, like, Fantasy Springsy does this look? This should be a Fantasy Springs drink, right? Anyway, I sort of panicked because sometimes when you're queuing for food here, if the queue is kind of long, and it is, I don't know if you can see behind me, but it is kind of long, they will send someone down the queue to ask for your order to, like, speed things up a little bit. And this is the first time they've actually made me pay before I got to the till. And normally they'll just write your order down on a piece of paper so it speeds up when you get there, but they actually made me pay before I even got to the till. So I sort of panicked, and I just went for the white wine, because like I said earlier, like it's hot, white wine sounds good. But this is peach again, it's more peach. So I kind of wish I'd got the red with berries, but whatever. Okay, so let's give it a whirl. Chin chin. Oh, okay, I take it all back. That is perfect for this lovely hot weather. Oh. Yeah, that's really refreshing. Wow, that's really nice. Yeah, so I guess there's not just chunks of fruit in it, right? You can see from the color they put like some syrup in it, and she told me to mix it up. That's what the spoon is for. That's really yummy. Ooh. Yeah, so I'm gonna sip this and take a little stroll around, soak up the beautiful sights of Tokyo DisneySea that, even after 5 years of coming here, like, at least every month, but, you know, in the first year when I had an annual pass coming every week or so, I still never get tired of just looking at the place. Can you see what I can see? No. There's bunting again. The 40th is over, but we still have bunting. No. Why? Well, I guess the Tokyo Disney events team have completely run out of ideas. Are we gonna get bunting for every event now? This is ridiculous. It's funny how the way the parks were during the pandemic just makes you appreciate things so much more now. Like, I remember for like over a year, like a year and a half, there was no smoke coming out of these. And there was no smoke coming out of the volcano either. And we were like, oh my goodness, they've built this Neverland mountains for Fantasy Springs that are supposed to have smoke coming out of the top, clearly. Are they just never even gonna turn it on? That's how dire things were. So, you know, things are still by far not as good as they were in 2020 by a million miles, and they probably never will be again. But we do have to remember how far we've come since, ooh, those horrible days of 2020 and 2021, yikes. Okay, I owe Food and Wine an apology. There is actually more wine and other types of drinks. I said the last one was my last one, right? But rum and pineapple sparkling cocktail thought I'd go for, because I need to eat anyway. I know I had the hot dog, but it wasn't much. I've got the grilled Reuben sandwich, and you get the set, you get some French fries as well. You end up getting the French fries for like super cheap if you get the whole thing as a set, seeing as I wanted the drink and the sandwich anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna gobble this, and then in 20 minutes the Fantasy Springs Harbour greeting will start, so we'll go and watch that next. Okay, then let's give this one a whirl. Swirl it all up, swirly whirly. I don't know what these weird star things are. They don't have to get weird with some of this stuff. Like, just make something tasty, you know. I guess everything has to be Instagrammable these days, and hey, maybe it helps me as a YouTuber as well. So, cheers. That's really nice too. That's really refreshing. I think the best one for refreshing though is still the smoothie cocktail at Tokyo Disneyland at Troubadour Tavern. Those things, oh god, when it's hot you can just guzzle the whole thing down. But this might be a close second. This is really tasty. Okay, so it is a tasty cocktail and it is very refreshing, but I really do not need all of this stuff. Like, it has no taste. It's purely decorative. Like, no. It tastes like frozen lettuce. No, I don't need. Just make a tasty drink, you know? I guess everything has to be photogenic these days, huh? Okay, so the harbour greeting show is about to start. I'm just gonna get a spot for that and I'll take you with me. It's still a harbour greeting, you know, it's not gonna be anything huge, but having 3 boats instead of 1 is something, eh? Let's check it out. Okay, well, I mean, that was something, you know. I mean, it's funny how people were way more into that than they have been the harbour greetings for a long time. I noticed they call this one a special greeting, so it's like, it's not a show, but it's also not just a harbour greeting, which is what they've been calling the ones with just 1 boat. So I guess, like, the silver lining is they're not pretending this is a show, right? They're saying, well, this is still just a greeting, you know, maybe we'll get actual shows back one day. But I was just watching thinking, we used to have Legend of Mythica twice a day. We used to have Legend of Mythica going around here twice a day. And now people are so happy to just have this. But, you know, it does the job, right? It builds up some hype for Fantasy Springs. It's nice to see those characters. And it's kind of cool that the other boats have like Ariel and Aladdin. It's sort of like the characters who were already in DisneySea are kind of welcoming them in. It's kind of a sweet thing, but yeah, if you come here and you miss that, don't worry about it. That's what I said about Food and Wine, isn't it? Basically this whole event, both of these events, like, they're nice, they're fine, but don't feel like you're missing anything, because you're not. Okay, it's like 2:30 and I haven't done any rides yet today, so I need to get on a ride. Maybe 20,000 Leagues will do. Sinbad's getting a well-earned glow up. I still think it's the worst time for it. I guess they want everything looking fresh when Fantasy Springs opens. Like, Pooh's been down for ages, Big Thunder's been down for ages, this is going to be down for a while, but it's not even going to be open when Fantasy Springs opens. But yeah, a lot of serious maintenance work going on right now. We always have something, but it feels like kind of a lot right now. Then again, thinking back to, what, 2019, when the castle had scrims up, Mount Prometheus had scrims up, the Western River was drained, That was crazy. So I guess this isn't that wild in comparison, but I just really feel like Sinbad is one of the only family rides in the park. All these families who are going to come and not be able to get in Fantasy Springs, or even if they can get in but they have to wait around all day, Sinbad would have been perfect for soaking up some of those crowds. But hey, I guess it's getting some love and I can't complain about that. It's so crazy just seeing it there now, like it's real, you know? So close but so far, like, well, just 27 days and then we can get in there. I'm gonna go on Raging Spirits single rider because you get a little peek of Fantasy Springs through there, and I haven't ridden it since they finished all the construction, so yeah, I'm excited. I just want to get as close as I can now. Okay, that's pretty crazy. You can just see Neverland Mountains when you're walking in the queue. It reminds me of seeing Waterworld at USJ, and you can see like the Mario Hills behind it. That's really weird. So weird seeing Fantasy Springs from there. I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. It's so strange. Like even now when I see Beauty and the Beast castle behind Gadget Go Coaster in Toontown, that's still really weird to me. I think this is always going to be strange because like half the ride you're looking at it. Really weird. Raging Spirits is fine. You know, the special effects add a lot. It's basically my first looping coaster. I think if I ever got my daughter to do a looper, this is definitely the one I would want her to do. It's such a perfect setup for that. It's super smooth, really basic, pretty short, and the whole thing is basically that loop. I felt bad on that because I was waiting for a 3 to come along because I'm a single rider, right? They're rows of 2. So if there's a group of 3, I can join up. 2, 4, 2, 4. I was waiting a little while. And then a 1. So I was sat next to someone who's queued up for an hour on their own, not knowing there's a single rider queue. I don't know why they don't make it more obvious. So in case you don't know, Raging Spirits and Indiana Jones both have single rider. They're the only rides in the entire resort now that have single rider. Big Thunder and Splash Mountain used to, but they don't anymore, which is a shame. When they opened Beauty and the Beast, it had a single rider line with single rider signs on it that are still there now. It's never been used. I guess now that they're charging people to skip the queue, they don't want people doing it for free. But yeah, very important to know that. Oh, I guess maybe he got a priority pass. Hopefully he got a priority pass. Because actually that's what I did with Indiana Jones. I just forgot that you can single rider it. Even if you do it in single rider, sometimes you do wait like 15, 20, maybe even longer. And the priority passes here, I did a whole video about this, so I won't go into it now, but Indiana Jones is the best priority pass here by a mile. Like nothing else even comes close. So when you see Indiana Jones is available, you just tap it, you know, like what else are you gonna do? Sea Rider instead? Like, nah. Well, there's a lot of work going on at the hangar stage. Hopefully they're figuring out how to actually have a show in there, because we haven't had anything in there for the last 3 years. I really wish they would prioritize Mermaid Lagoon though, as I think that needs it way more, because those are cycling shows, like everyone gets to see that show. Whereas this is another 4 or 5 times a day lottery show that most of you aren't even gonna get to see anyway, but still, having something in there would be better than nothing. So this is kind of weird. We used to have an aerial greeting here, but it closed a few years ago. And they cleared up some space behind it, and the rumor was, which you'll know if you've seen some of my other videos, is that they were going to build a Little Mermaid ride behind there. Nothing ever happened. It's still there, but it's closed. And now Ariel is meeting people, but she's meeting them outside the greeting area that they made for her. It's really weird. My goodness, I got a little bit burnt today. It's like really sunny, but also there's a cool breeze that keeps you cool all day, so you can be out in the sun longer than you think. I needed to just sit and chill for a little bit. I've been doing a lot of walking around all day. So I grabbed a curry. This is something I used to have a lot when I had an annual pass. But now when I come, because I'm like spending money to come here, I tend to want to spend more money and like have a drink with my meal and stuff like that. But I used to try and do it more cheap. And this is quite a nice filling meal. And this restaurant is just gorgeous. It's underrated, really. I always talk about Vulcania being amazing, but this place is just tucked away in the corner of Arabian coast, but it's absolutely beautiful in here. So, and not so crowded here either. I think, again, because it is tucked away in the corner, not so many people come here. This is a combo curry. So you get 2 different types of curry and then rice and naan in the middle and some tandoori chicken. They have a few different options. It's a bit more spicy, a bit more tasty, I think, than like Hungry Bear next door, which is like typical Japanese curry. This is a little bit more to it. I feel a bit better after having a sit down and having a proper meal. I'm having the DisneySea problem, which is that all the small rides are like 15 to 20 minutes, and then all the big rides you actually want to do are over an hour. And I mean, what you have to do is either, like if you're on holiday, I highly recommend just buying a DPA and skipping the queue. They're all still available. Like if I wanted to spend a load of money, I could just skip all the queues. But I don't want to spend a lot of money because like I come here a lot, right? If I do that every time I come, it ends up being a lot of money. So I think I'm just gonna have to wait an hour for a queue. What I'm thinking is, even though I have a priority pass for Indiana Jones later, just spin around that single rider. Shouldn't be any longer than 20 minutes. And then wait an hour for Journey, and then I'll feel like I've done some big things. It's just, you know, you want to feel like you've done something with your day. I do just love walking around. I mean, the first, gosh, 3 hours, 4 hours of my day, I was just walking around and having an absolute blast. And I do think if you come to DisneySea trying to just do all the rides as quickly as you can or as many times as you can or whatever, you miss the point. Like, this place is absolutely gorgeous and you have to just wander around and look at the place and soak it all up to really understand what DisneySea is and to make the most of it. So yeah, you can't get too carried away with the rides, but at the same time, you gotta get on some of them, right? It's a bit weird to me to like put a really cute picture of the ride that's closed for 7 months on the front of the construction wall. I know, what do you put there, right? But that seems a little strange. It reminds me of like when the fireworks or the parades are cancelled and they'll say in like a really enthusiastic voice, Tokyo Disneyland Electrical Parade is not running today. There are media previews going on so you can see people walking around in Fantasy Springs a month before it opens. One day, make sure you like and subscribe this video, and maybe one day, maybe in 20 years when they open another enormous expansion, I'll be on the media preview day. Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna head over to Indiana Jones, do the single rider queue for that one. Hopefully it's no longer than 20 minutes. It can sometimes be a little bit long, but we'll see. I haven't done it for a while because I've always been here with people lately. So I don't know what it's like recently, but back in the annual pass days, a lot of people knew about it and a lot of people would use it. But these days, I'm not so sure. There we go, I feel a lot better now. There were 3 people in front of me in the single rider queue, so I basically got straight on. And then I thought, I'm gonna go again. So ran back around, went again, got in the front row that time. Oh, what a great ride. I wish everything had single rider, you know, that would be such a game changer for these solo visits. It would just completely change everything. But I'm glad we have Indiana Jones single rider. If I had to choose, I would want Journey, I think would be my #1 choice. That'd probably be #2, to be honest. Hell of a ride. Whew. So, yeah, my plan was to get in the Journey queue after this, but it's dusk now, which means pretty outside shots. So I think I'm gonna just stroll around and take some B-roll for you lovely people to see in this video and in future videos. Oh, well, see, I've really done Lost River Delta dirty. This area is so nice. I've just been filming some B-roll around here because I never come down here. And the reason I never come down here is because there are two things here. One is the hangar stage, which has had no shows since 2021. And the other one is Miguel's Diner? Miguel's restaurant. And you can see the opening hours here, 11 till 6. I've just seen so many people walk up to the entrance and want to go in and they can't even go in. And then you look at the menu and it's all food that you can get in other areas of the park anyway. This area is so nice. They should have a food and wine festival down here. I used to love Christmas over here as well, and they haven't done any Christmas decorations here since COVID, but hopefully this year they'll bring them back because it's so great to get that sort of South America Christmas decorations. They're such a contrast to the American waterfront ones, you know? Hopefully this year we get a little bit more for Christmas. I've just walked past 6 restaurants slash food counters. All of them have been closed and all of them have had people wanting to, like, looking at them, trying to get into them. I don't like it. I feel like part of what the park is offering, it's not just the rides, it's also the food and the shops, right? And if the park's closing at 9, then all that stuff should close at 9 as well. That's part of the service that we paid for. Not to mention that we're paying again for that stuff. Anyway, I think I'm gonna hop on Sea Rider. It's a 15-minute wait. 15 is always the lowest it ever says, which basically means you're in the next show after the pre-show. I think 15 minutes is about what it deserves. I remember the first time I came here in 2017, it was brand new and it was like 3-hour wait all day. It's not worth that. But these days, it gets a really low wait and it's worth popping on. It's a cute little thing. Yeah, Nemo's a cute little thing. I totally see why they did it at the time. Like, they were like, Storm Rider's not very popular. I'm sorry guys, it wasn't. And we need more family rides. We need more rides that kids like. Finding Dory was about to come out. Hey, let's do a Finding Nemo simulator. It'll be cheap, it'll be easy, it'll be something that kids can do. But I don't think simulators are super conducive to things little kids want to do. I think simulators are great for thrill rides, for really throwing you about, and I don't think that's the best use of that ride system. I think kids especially react more to real things, to physical things. Maybe that's a silly thing to say, I don't know. But either way, it's not that popular anymore. I think it served its purpose at the time, but especially with Fantasy Springs right around the corner, we're getting some real family rides, like some rides that everyone's gonna love. Maybe it's time to rethink Sea Rider again. But I don't know. I don't feel like just changing the movie again is a good move. I think we need a totally different ride there. I really feel like this reveal is the best thing about Port Discovery. When you walk around the corner, and especially at this time of night, in the evening when it's all lit up, and you just see these things whizzing around everywhere, and the water's all moving in fun ways, that's when Port Discovery is at its best. It's very nice to look at. There's just not that much reason to hang around here. It's a shame. Personally, I mean, I know I just made a video talking about a bunch of things they could replace it with. I'd love if they fixed it. I'd love if they added to it. I'd love if they made Port Discovery work, because I think the concept is great. And it's very, very pretty, but it doesn't hold a candle to the rest of the park. I mean, it's got a lot of competition. You know, having said all that, I'm just watching Aquatopia for a while, filming some B-roll, and some kids are like screaming and laughing, and groups of teenagers are all smiling going around on it. If you think of it as like a flat ride, it's a pretty awesome flat ride, right? But when you think of it as like this trackless ride system that it is, it's like, oh, well, a dark ride would be better. DisneySea needs a lot of dark rides. We've got 4 coming very soon, but Aquatopia kind of rocks. It's pretty cool for what it is. So if you're wondering what I'm up to, I'm heading over to Believe Sea of Dreams, because that's going to start in what? Oh gosh, just 25 minutes. And I don't think it's long for this world. I don't think it's going to hang around for as long as Fantasmic did. So I try to make a point of seeing it every time I come. Also, last time I came, it wasn't running because they just stopped running it for January because they wanted to save money, I assume. And then, remember at the start of the video, I said there's something really cool they're doing in the evenings for Dreaming of Fantasy Springs. We're going to go and check that out. I'm going to just take some B-roll along the way, have a look at some pretty Cape Cod action and American waterfront, and then by the time we get over there, hopefully I can just stroll up and get a half-decent view. It was kind of busy today, so I'm sure it's not going to be the best view, but that's fine. I've seen it from like the best DPA spots before, so just strolling up and seeing it from a different angle is kind of nice sometimes. I really like Believe Sea of Dreams. It's really good. It made me cry. I had goosebumps like half the time. It's never hit me like that before. And I was like at the back. I wasn't even at a good spot. I did leave a little bit early though because journey is now 30 minutes. Let's end our day with Journey to the Center of the Earth. Let's go. All fast pass machines. I actually really need to go to the toilet, but this queue will double in the next 5 minutes, so I just had to leap in. You know what it's like. Best ride in the world. Anyone who says that's not the best ride in the world is an idiot. I mean, it's obviously the best ride in the park, right? Well, I mean, it definitely is today. I will never get tired of seeing Mysterious Island in the evening. Never, ever. I've lived here 5 years now. Been coming here for 5 years. The first time I came here, like I said earlier, was 2017, but I've been living here for 5 years and coming here regularly for 5 years, and look at it! It's ridiculous! How did they build this? Somebody sculpted! They sculpted all of this rock work. Everything that's moving, the levels, the kinetic energy of all of the steam and the geysers and the transit steamer coming through and the spotlight that goes around in the evening. The lighting is absolutely superb. It's not even that big. I mean, like it is. I said it's not even that big, and I turn around and... Oh, yeah, it's stunning. Absolutely stunning. You may have overheard the announcement while I was talking just then. Sky full of colours, the fireworks show has been cancelled. It's very, very regularly cancelled. I swear last year there's this amazing Twitter account that every day posts whether it was on or not. And I swear they added up that last year it was over 100 times it was cancelled. So more than a third of the year it's cancelled. So don't expect to see it. It's only 4 minutes long anyway, it's not a big deal. But if you're coming, don't expect to see it, and don't worry if you don't see it. If it happens, it's a nice little surprise. I was saying earlier that I kind of messed up because I forgot that I can just get a single rider for Indiana Jones, so I shouldn't have bothered getting a priority pass. But a big problem with this park is that the rides close so early, this whole resort actually, but it's more of a problem here because all the rides you want to go on are all big and popular. But I have a priority pass for Indiana Jones for 8 p.m. to 8:55. So even though the queue is closed, I can still go on the ride. So it's worth getting a super late priority pass for that reason. Because otherwise, I mean, Journey is still open. I'd probably just go around on that again or just wander around. But otherwise, yeah, you're kind of locked out. Like after Believe, especially on a busier day, you're like, okay, what ride should we do next? And all the rides you want to go on are already closed, which is a shame. But you have to remember that the park is the attraction, and just wandering around this place is absolutely stunning. So yeah, never lose track of that if you're coming here, you know? The rides are great. I just did Journey, it's incredible, you know. But the park is the main event. Like, just wander around, take it in. It's always my favorite part of the day is just walking around the place, especially in the evening. Ooh, I didn't think about that, but now that it's dark, you can really see Fantasy Springs a lot better because the parts they want you to see are lit up, right? Ooh, that's really interesting. I can't believe it's open in just a month, it's crazy. It's so funny shooting B-roll here because I'll take a shot, I'll be like, oh yeah, I think that looked good. Okay, let's go where I'm going. And then I'll walk for like half a second and have to stop and film something else. I just did it now, right now while I'm talking, I'm like, oh, that Ariel statue is gonna look really nice. It's completely impossible to get anywhere in this place. This is why I need the park to close at 10 again like it used to. 9 is too early, especially when it gets hotter in the summer. I can't just have 1 hour in the evening. Ooh, I can see Elsa's castle. So you can see that really clearly from Toontown, and I thought it was funny how it seems like you're going to be able to see more of Fantasy Springs from Disneyland than you are from DisneySea, but actually you can see a fair bit. And there's my hotel. Staying there in a month. 4 new rides. Ooh. Oh, and if you're still wondering about the thing I said they do for Dreaming of Fantasy Springs in the evening, yeah, it's still coming. Hold on. It's near the entrance, so it'll be right at the end once we go back. So what's funny is this is such a huge, exciting expansion. It's enormous. You can't overstate how big of a deal it is. And you look at this entrance and it's pretty unassuming. And I think that's, I mean, everything here is super intentional, right? I'm sure that obviously that's intentional. I think the intention is to sort of meander through and discover this little cave. And then when you get through there, it's like everything comes to life and you're suddenly immersed in this fantastical world. Very exciting. And I can't wait to get in there. I can't believe we're so close now. Oh man, the evenings really do whiz by. I just thought, oh, maybe I should ride Raging Spirits before Indiana Jones, and I'll get some nighttime views of Fantasy Springs from the top. But it's already 8:51. My fast pass runs out in 4 minutes. I need to rush over to Indy actually. This queue is always really eerie, but I'm in here completely alone. I can hear. I did a close-up earlier of there's a tiny little bit of water that drips down from these snakes here. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can hear the water dripping, hitting the floor. Oh, it's so creepy. It's like when you go in Haunted Mansion on your own, you know, it's just a totally different vibe. Wow. Can't help but think this is how these things were designed, really, you know? Like, this is the ideal way to experience it. He's in the last car of the day. I don't know why, it's so silly, but it always feels more special when you're in the last vehicle, you know? Walking through the queue completely empty is always fun though, that was nice. So, yes, you're gonna get what you waited for, I promise. I'm going to take a slow stroll back to the entrance of the park where you can see what they're doing there for the evenings for Dreaming of Fantasy Springs, which is gonna be the perfect way to end my day and end this video and get excited for staying in Fantasy Springs Hotel and going to Peter Pan's Neverland and riding Peter Pan's Neverland Adventure, which is a terrible name for a ride, but I don't even care. And going to Anna and Elsa's, going on Anna and Elsa ride and Rapunzel ride and fairy buses, buggy buses. It's gonna be so good. Yeah, on the topic of not having enough evening time in the park, one little hack, I mean, don't be a nuisance, you know, like when they start asking you to leave, obviously leave, but if you finish your day at the back of the park, this works for either park, if you finish your day at the back of the park, you can kind of slowly walk out of the park and you get a little bit of extra time. It can be a really nice little ribbon on the top of your day, you know, just to see most of the park at the end of the day one more time. I do have to be careful though, I'm a bit worried that they're gonna stop doing that thing at the entrance that I've been teasing for this entire video, so I'd better get a bit of a move on and get out there. We should be okay, I think. There's still plenty of people around Mediterranean Harbour. It's just weird being at that back section of the park because there's like nobody there. You feel like it's hours after the park's closed and you're not supposed to be there or something. Now that I'm around here, there's plenty of people and, you know, they do this stuff because they want people to see it as they leave, right? So I think we're gonna be fine. Lots of people are crowded around with their cameras out, so I think we're gonna get it. That was perfect timing. Right after I finished talking, it started. I wish I hadn't stopped recording actually, because you would have got me going, oh, it's going now. Isn't that just so gorgeous? I love the twinkly, sprinkly sound effects. It reminds me of Kingdom Hearts, which is such nostalgia for me. Ooh, so that's it, 27 days until we go to Fantasy Springs, you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss. I'm gonna be at Fantasy Springs Hotel on opening weekend. Let's go. And I'm gonna show you the whole land. We get unlimited queue skipping passes for every ride. We're gonna go to all the restaurants, all the rides, loads of times. It's gonna be amazing. And it's all thanks to you, so thank you so much for watching. There's a video on screen now, watch that one next. Normally I do a better lead-in than that, but I'm very excited, okay? Watch this video next. I've been hanging around here for 10 minutes and it hasn't gone again. I think that was the last one and I literally just walked through the gates as it was starting. We made it!